is Tina Hui with Follow the Coin, and we are here with a little bit of bit news. One of the bigger stories that is emerging this week is about a massive fire destroying a Thai Bitcoin mining facility. The 5 megawatt farm was operated and owned by mining cooperative CowboyMiners. They had stacked their mining center with mostly hardware from Spondoolies-Tech and Silicon for the most part, with some additional miners from Bitfury and Gridseed. The cause of the inferno is still being investigated and foul play has yet to be ruled out according to sources. CowboyMiners was founded by a group of European expats living and operating in Bangkok, keeping a low profile while operating a rather large mining operation. The Bitcoin community was the first to notice something was amiss, with murmurs occurring on Bitcoin Talk and more, especially since the catastrophic fire, which had started Wednesday evening, had caused a drop in the hash rate. 2 people were at the facility late on Wednesday night when it started, and the local media is now reporting that the fire had raged and was out of control for more than 30 minutes. No injuries have been reported, but the damage is definitely sizable. Spondoolies-Tech CEO Guy Coram had told folks over at CoinDesk that he had visited the site in late June when it was populated primarily by about 1,000 Dragon miners and 100 Spondoolies-Tech miners. Shortly after his visit, the CowboyMiners expanded their operations with the addition of hundreds of Spondoolies-Tech SP30 miners. According to Coram, the Spondoolies-Tech miners have operated for over 2 months without any incident, and technical data reports that they were being cooled and maintained properly. But now, it's hard not to question if they truly were. No official word has been made from CowboyMiners or by local sources to the extent and costs of the inferno's damage to date, though CoinDesk is reporting an estimation upwards of 2,000 miners when it was destroyed, including about $2 million worth from Spondoolies-Tech alone. Meanwhile, Coram is expressing surprise and is adamant that the cooperative was a good and serious client. He wants to add that they're legit customers who paid for the equipment with BTC. Just look at the footage and you can see what happens when miners are not careful. One miner operates on a lot of electricity and generates a lot of heat. This demands a large amount of careful planning, hardware, strategically placing fans, and care to maintain miners in a crowded environment like they had. Some folks in the industry, like T. Keenan on Bitcoin Talk, are definitely citing that CowboyMiners probably had the world record for hashing density, and are urging folks mining to not get greedy, since this is definitely not the first miner fire and certainly won't be the last. A couple of things could go wrong and it would mean disaster. They can't estimate the total damage, but it's considerable. All the buildup was done from Bitcoins the cooperative held, according to Coram. In the aftermath, Coram is fielding quite a few questions. Over on CoinDesk, he is dismissing allegations that the miners were not properly installed, confirming that the SP30 units were designed to be stacked and that cooling was not an issue. He further states that his company is helping the cooperative recover and salvage some of the hardware that was not completely destroyed in the blaze, which will be important since it does seem like Spondoolies-Tech and CowboyMiners were quite close. Additionally, CowboyMiners may not have had the insurance over their operations. However, Spondoolies-Tech did not survey the site after the SP30s were installed, and it could not vouch for the quality of the facility's own AC wiring. The operators of the facility allegedly told the miner manufacturer that they did not rush the installation of new miners and that they had used the cables provided with the SP30 machines. Carelessness and mistakes in the form of even one detail overlooked can be destructive, though. The cause of the fire is still being looked into, with local media suggesting it could have been a number of reasons, from a short circuit that produced a fire to arson also being a possibility. Curiously, one facility operator indicated to CoinDesk that it might have been an external source and that no short circuit had occurred, saying there was absolutely no failure anywhere, no wiring failure, it wasn't damaged, it was fine. The only cables you see are the power cables of the miners themselves. The electrical system was working, there was no short, and there is no short even now. That source further is saying that the miners continued running even as the buildings were engulfed in flames, failing one by one. He also indicated that the adhesive holding the acoustic foam in place may have helped propagate the blaze. It's the only reason the fire could spread, since they left a huge empty space 30 to 40 meters with no miners at all, and then another 10 to 15 meters to the next building. Another possible scenario, the operator suggests that the ventilation inlets could have fueled the fire and helped it spread as well. What we do know for sure, 3 buildings were on fire, of which 2 have collapsed. The facility and the machines that had been paid for by Cowboy Miners in Bitcoin were non-insured, but a representative of the miners say they do have enough resources to get back on their feet. And that is a relief, and something that we hope they are able to do to get back into business and have a speedy recovery. They had zero insurance, everything is their own money. The representative is ensuring folks that they are early adopters and are not new to mining. So hopefully they'll be up and running again soon. If anything, this is a reminder to everyone that accidents and mistakes can and do happen with mining. It is complicated, especially at scale, so do be careful and aware that due diligence and risk probably are something you should really be paying attention to. Right, folks, that's it for this update. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back again shortly. Bye.